geographic. Week 20. We've been doing this since April, 5 months. Last year, I thought was going to be the last football season that I would have sitting here on this front porch. So without a doubt, I'm a little bit dismayed that things have just not moved in the manner of which we thought they would. It's very frustrating. I feel like we're just like grabbing at straws, just trying to figure out what the hell to do. Now we're into our busy season, so if something happens now, or selling the house, then we're probably still going to be here until January. We're out front of the line, doing Christmas shopping. Say hello.
You look like Santa. Santa!
See, it is sexy.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
That would be gross to say Santa's sexy.
No. That's not what Mrs.
Considering Santa's my dad.
That's not what Mrs. Claus would say. We're still doing open houses, still trying to sell the house, and now still trying to figure out if the next step is out of here and off to a boat. What we have concluded is that the very first thing that has to happen is we have to sell the house and just don't worry about anything else. Once we got the house sold, then we'll figure out the next step. But it's a beautiful winter day, so we figured we'd do an open house. Here comes somebody. So here we are again on a lovely January afternoon, all set up and prepared for another open house. We came off of listing about 4 or 5 days ago, meaning that we're not in the MLS system any longer, and we received probably no less than 70 phone calls from agents who felt like they could list our home more effectively. We have not decided to go with an agent yet. We're doing this open house to see what we can get. We've dropped the price to see what kind of activity is going on. And I've got 20 agent interviews on Monday because I did not have time to talk to every single one of them who called. So I decided to just send them all text and tell them I would be more than happy to schedule a time to meet with them. And I booked them all in from 9 to 1 and a little bit after on Monday to give them each a 15-minute opportunity to pitch. And we'll see what they have to say. And then we may make the decision to make a change and go with an agent again. We've been on the market now for 9 months and have yet to figure out what people are looking for out of this particular house. The feedback we've been getting on people who have come to look at it have been things that we can't change. So we are currently still stuck in a process. How are the emotions, hon?
Looking at bathing suits for my next life. Emotions suck.
See what happens today. Today we start the relisting process. Decided to go ahead and relist with an agent. The team is Katie. It's headed up by Jeremy Katie. His cousin Thomas Katie works with them. Today we're in the process of doing the pictures. He does a video, so he was here earlier videoing. It goes live later on this week. Today is Monday. It's supposed to go live Thursday. There's a big open house on Sunday. So the whole process starts over again for the next 6 months. We are keeping our fingers crossed that this is not going to take 6 months, but we are giving it another go. Well, it's been a flurry of activity this week. We just went with a new selling agent, and everything started on Monday. And today we just finished their first open house. I'm going to do this real time. I'm going to give you my impression, my feelings, my thoughts of what's going through my head right now while we're going through this process. This isn't hindsight. This is the way I feel right now. I've done a lot of open houses over the last 9 months or so. And I would have had my signs out there probably an hour before the show, but before the open house time started. And I probably would have been a little bit more promotion. He showed up about 10 minutes before the open house started, put his signs out in the yard. Now, he might have been out putting the rest of the signs up in the neighborhood. I would have had all that done 30 minutes before. Started off a little bit, are they really doing anything more than what I could have done? No. We left, we came back, not came back to the house, but we're really nearby. Drove by a few times just to kind of see what the traffic looked like. Didn't seem to be any different traffic than what we would have generated on our own, or would have happened on our own. Because from what I can tell from open houses, it is what it's going to be. You're not driving people here. Either they're looking or they're not looking. He said he had about 10 people come by. Their impression or theory on doing the open house was it just raises it up in the market, raises the attention level. So we'll see what happens after this. But as things stand right now, while I'm excited to be working with them, maybe it's the control freak in myself that says, I'm not sure they've really done anything more than what I could have done. I'm going to be interested to see how this really kind of unfolds. Next week, we work, we go out of town at the end of the week. We're going to be gone for about 4 or 5 days next weekend. Hopefully they have some people wanting to come by and see it. But where we stand right now is we've made the decision to go with a realtor, made the decision to forego our 6% on selling the house. We've made the decision to put our faith in them. While I'm confident that I've chosen the best team, I can honestly say I'm not confident that a real estate agent is still the end all, the be all, or the be all to end all. That's where I stand right now. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully they get the darn thing sold next week. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Well, it's another Saturday morning. House is still for sale. Doing the standard yard policing, clean up, just make sure it's tidy for anybody that's driving by, in case somebody wants to come in and look at it. We do have a meeting with the real estate agent this afternoon about 12:30. Well, I actually have zero idea of what the agent wants to talk to us about today. I would bet you dollars to donuts it's going to be a pricing discussion. But the more I think about it, as I said, in all the years that I've been in sales, there's never been a single time that I've been able to go to my boss and say, "Boss, I can't get this stuff sold. Drop the price," and him go, "Oh, okay, well, let's drop the price then." But inevitably my feeling is it real estate agents? That seems to be like the first thing they want to do. It's not any other variable other than price. And the more I think about that, is that the more I just have to shake my head as to what the value is of a damn real estate agent if the only variable is price. Because I'm telling you, anybody can just start at a price and just keep lowering it until they find a buyer. Anybody can compete on price, and it's easy for them to do, as best I can tell. I mean, that would be my reasoning there. It floors me that that's what it comes down to, is that, well, we've given it 2 weeks, we need to drop the price. Maybe it ought to be, we've given it 2 weeks, we need to continue to work in that direction to see exactly how things work. It hasn't been enough time for it to work yet, so don't get frustrated. Sitting in a park across from the house, probably not even hardly 15 minutes after the real estate agents left, did we get a request for a showing. and we were just talking about it during the meeting. A little bit of concern that in the first 14 days there hadn't been any requests for showings. So this is kind of funny. So we're sitting here just kind of stalking. They spent some time out on the front porch. We're trying to hear what they were saying, but we're going to take it as a good sign. They seem to say something about the view, which it is beautiful. And then it just dawned on us, we left the door unlocked and we don't have a key because the key is in the car, and if they leave and lock the door, we're locked out of the house. One of us is going to have to climb up onto the balcony. How long has it been now?
15.
They've been there for 15 minutes. That's 5 minutes of floor. 30 minutes now.
Not quite, 25.
Nobody has emerged from the house. The agent asked us if somebody came with a cash offer. And I looked at him, I said, they're all cash offers, aren't they? You mean like a briefcase of cash? Maybe these people have a briefcase of cash. Maybe they need to move in today. Right there. That's the agent's car. I guess they parked in the driveway, didn't they? Showing over. I gotta go check and see if I can get in the house. But I think, I don't, in essence, the conversation this afternoon was, at our meeting was, they wanted to kind of just check in with things, go over things, share some things. There was some discussion about pricing. There was no pressure. They're not freaking out. Now I needed to let them know I'm not freaking out. Stephanie's a little bit freaking out. I think she'd openly admit that we had no calls in a 2-week period. She's getting anxious, and I'm getting anxious. I'm just not willing to freak out and bail out real quick. I don't feel a need to do that. I don't feel a need to change things a gazillion times every couple of days. I'm patient. I want to get out of here, but I want to get out of here as best on my terms as I possibly can. So far I think everything's copacetic. Now let's see if I can get in the house. Door's locked. I think Stephanie made it in through the kitchen. So we were locked out? The unexpected garage sale day. Started off, we knew they were having a garage sale in the neighborhood, and Stephanie said she had a bunch of samples at the warehouse. Might as well go ahead and sell them. And then the next thing you know, we're digging out all the stuff that we've taken off the walls and head back in the storage room. Decided to start bringing all that out, and it turned into a legitimate garage sale. So more downsizing. And today is our 28th anniversary. So for celebrating our anniversary,
We're having a garage sale.
and the house is still for sale. Progress on a house. We had 2 showings this week. One was Tuesday after work. One was Friday in the middle of the afternoon. And the one on Tuesday, their feedback was they didn't like coming in through the basement, as they called it, and they said that the hardwood floors needed to be redone, which they didn't seem to understand that the hardwood floors are purposely distressed in order to invoke that repurposed antique look of an older home. Once it came Friday, their only feedback was
Interested, overpriced.
I could have got a better interest level out of it if I just asked them before they walked in the house. So in addition to the garage sale, we're going to go to a beer festival later on. That should be a good time. It's a great event. We have a brewery here in the neighborhood called Cherry Street Brewery. The saga continues.